The BPO industry is a rapidly growing population of middle-class workers. In 2016, the IBPAP roadmap is targeting to increase their size by 1.3 million Filipinos employed in the call center industry.
Patuloy naman ang paglago ng industriya ng business process outsourcing sa Pilipinas.
Three little letters have made a big difference in the Philippines. BPO, or Business Process Outsourcing.
Real estate advisory firm CB Richard Ellis says the Philippines has strong fundamentals to sustain its growth in the next 5 years.
This is a great times for the Philippines. As we said, this is the best market I've ever seen in the last 20 years, and it's really driven a lot by demand from the office sector. A lot of call centers, BPO.
The IT giant IBM says while the Philippines is one of the world's top outsourcing hubs, it can't rest on its laurels. The BPO industry has to level up to another level of service.
The economic landscape here has changed significantly given the growth of the industry. First of all, it's a market that's still hiring between 3,500 to 4,000 new jobs every week. In terms of gross national product, the BPO industry represents about 8% of the country's total gross national product. This year, we'll have in excess of 900,000 people employed in the industry, representing about $16 billion in revenue for the country. So yeah, it's very significant. Matter of fact, by 2016, it will rival the income that OFW tax receipts provides. Could very well be the #1 revenue producer for the country.
The BPO market is a very active consumer market. They buy products from convenience stores, fast food chains, and 24-hour services. The BPO industry is a huge economic driver. They're an active consumer market for several different products. The BPO Choice Awards 2014 is not just an event, it's actually a campaign to promote the BPO industry and the people behind it. The BPO workers are the ones who are driving the economy of the Philippines, and it's a very nice way to give them a platform for their voices and choices to be heard.
The BPO Choice Awards is a very good venue to promote the industry. That's number one. It's also a good thing that the BPO Choice Awards gives voice to the industry. It would solidify what we are doing or help us in what we are doing to promote the industry. I hope a lot of people will be voting and nominating their peers and their colleagues and participate in this BPO Choice Awards event.
BPO Choice Awards is probably long overdue. It's something that's going to help recognize the voice of the people. This is a large market segment. There's a lot of Gen Ys out there and some Gen Xs that are certainly involved in our industry. And they're a strong voice today. And they make up a large part of the working population. So it's nice to hear from them.
In my personal life, definitely I learned to appreciate what time that I have with my family. Within the week, I would have different shifts. I couldn't hang out with friends as much. I couldn't spend time with my family as much. So whatever time that I could spend with them. My professional life, it definitely taught me office etiquette. So it geared me up for the career that I wanted.
What I learned from the BPO is that you never can plan your life. You have to be very flexible about it. You have to really just go with the flow.
In the professional side, I would say it has given me a lot more opportunities because I actually graduated the degree in mass communications, but with the BPO industry, it was totally different from my course, and now I'm with recruitment.
For 8 years, Core Productions has been dedicated to promoting the underdogs and the grassroots of the Philippines. And it's very timely that we create the BPO Choice Awards 2014 this year, being that it represents an industry that has changed the landscape of businesses in the country today. Our campaign is to create a very strong middle class, responsible voters. And it's very apt that we are representing the BPO industry, who is a population of middle-class voters around the Philippines. As supporters for the BPO Choice Awards, we become ambassadors for a worthy cause, and that is dispelling the negative publicity attached to the BPO industry.
For those people that have negative thoughts about the industry, I think we can keep in mind that there's always bad apples in every bunch. And so it's easy to harp on the negative. It's easy to harp on it's nighttime jobs, perhaps they're out there smoking or drinking. But the reality is, look at the flip side. We're creating such a wealth of middle-class people here now. They have so much more discretionary income that can support their families, support their extended families, bring up more real estate, more shopping, just have significant economic impact to the market here.